Hello all my little humans, this is Nopony Special with Nopony Builds, and we are looking at our final creation for the Gundam SD Brave Warriors. We are now looking at LongZhuang LiuBei Gundam. And we will also see the Trinity formation and more parts will be taken off on that. Before we start off, I will be breaking all of this down into separate pieces, and whenever I do that, we will then be able to move along faster to get this down. So without further ado, when we come back, all the parts will be broken down, and we hope you enjoy what you get to see. And we are back. Everything is separated into where they will go whenever completed and finished. And as always, I do like to start from the bottom and work my way up. Starting with the feet because it makes it a little bit easier. First, what we're going to need to do is remove these. Now, the reason I didn't remove them freehand is because they are small and they are easier to lose than anything. So what we're going to do is simply rotate them around so they loosen up and come apart. We're going to place the ball joints here on, and apparently I still can't hold on to anything. Place the ball joints on these little pegs here with this flat surface facing downward, like so. They will click and you will feel them push into place. Next, what we're going to do is, both feet are actually the same, so it doesn't matter on which side you choose. There's a little peg here, little peg hole here, peg here, this big peg with a giant hole. And we are going to take these two and just line them up and push them down. Next, we're going to take the leg that we just had and just place it together like so. Remember, hollow point is the back of the leg, so you don't want to try to put them on backwards. We'll repeat the same process again, and voila. Make sure they are clamped down together. There we go. Next process is right here at the skirt. Now this is your front, this is your back, but what we're going to need is this for the center attack. Sorry, I couldn't resist the rhyme. Now, what you want to look for is that little triangle on both sides. There's nothing on the bottom, but the solid part will come up here. If you try to put it in backwards, it will not fit in properly. Like that. We'll put it in like so, and like so, and smashing. Next, we'll turn the leg around. Apparently, I still put it in backwards even after I said not to. And we will peg the legs in to these areas. With the legs in, we will take a quick look at the articulation. It can go out this far and this far. The legs can drop down. The foot can drop down to here. Minimum side to side ankle articulation, but it does have a little bit of up and down. Gotta be careful, otherwise you're gonna pop those ball joints off. Alright, we'll set out waist torso off to the side, and we'll pull in to the next one. Now this is our armor piece. These are our normal chest pieces, and we are going to need these three here in PE. No, that doesn't stand for personal equipment or personal exercise. Going to first take the ball joint and place it where the neck would be. Right here. Plop. Then we'll line up these three pegs with these three holes on the back. Just line them up and push them together until they snap. Next, we will line this indentation, what's it called? we'll line up this little piece here with this indentation and just push it in until it snaps. And we will do the exact same thing on the other side. And there we have it. We have the chest. That is it. Next we'll take this piece here, which has two little peg things up onto it, and it will place right in here into this section. Which that's what we want to make sure this section here is to the bottom, and we will be pushing that together. And it is fit on there, and it will fit snugly. Next we'll place that onto the main body, and there we have it. Ooh, that is nice and tight. Out of all the ones I've put together, that one actually went in there pretty darn good. Next we will be taking a look at the left arm, and we'll get to that later. And this too. Which, by the way, I really should actually take a look where that goes. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. So we're going to need 2 more ball joints. We'll take these 2 off the bottom. Going to be placing them here on the fist and on the upper arm. You're going to be locking them in together, making sure this larger peg, this ball joint is on the inside to make the pegs this way. Next we are going to place these 2 pieces of armor together like so. You want to make sure they're lined up with their reciprocal peg holes and pushed together. Next thing we're going to do is insert them right here into these the pegs into the peg holes right here. This little peg hole will go into this peg here. Make sure we have enough clearance on the arm, and there we go. Now I'm doing this a little bit backwards because I'm doing it from memory mostly. And there we go. And by memory I mean I just looked at the instructions once. And then we do it that way. Okay, I think I messed up here, and I know what I did wrong. Now I'll pop this off. These are on the right side, but I put this on backwards. We want to make sure that this is outwards. You might want to make sure it looks like a big giant shoulder pad. There we go. Here we are, and we'll place that back together. And that looks a lot better. Getting beefier all the time. Now we'll remove the final little ball joints here. Toss that off to the side. We don't need it anymore. It is none of our concern. Now, what we're going to do is chase down these ball joints and then place them onto the peg areas that they're meant for until they click. Alright. Lock that in. I'm going to go ahead and lock in the arm guard here. Get that out of the way. Nicely. Lock that in here. And then we'll place these 2 shoulder pads together. That'll make that. And like the other side, we want to make sure these 2 holes, these 2 little indentions, go into these 2 pegs. Make sure they click in nice and tight. And then we'll take this peg hole here and insert it into this peg here. And there we go. And now we have another arm finish. That's it for the body, and now time for the head. Before we armor it up, we need to get it together. So, what we're going to need to do first is give him some eyes. These nice, beautiful, golden looking eyes. And stickers is one thing that you have to be careful on because you only get like one shot once it's done. And the tricky part is finding the right area. See? Find the right area, you don't get it on right. And there we go. That's it. Next we'll place the facial indentation in here. Look, yay! It's got nice shiny eyes. Then we'll place these two together. Next thing we have to do is take this flower looking piece here and insert that into there. Let me make sure. Yep. We want to make sure that the elongated parts are up top, the short sections are at the bottom, and then we'll place them right here. And that is it for his normal head. Next we'll come to the battle head. Before we start things off, we need to take off this final sticker. I wanted to make sure before I put it on, but yes. According to all illustrations, this is where it goes, right here in the middle of this little dragon. Isn't that pretty? And that was actually pretty simple. I got lucky with that. Then we're going to place this dragon in the middle of the facial helmet. Next, these two little indentions in here will go into these two pegs here. And together, they will form as one. I said form as one. You know what? Normally I don't have this problem with trying to get it in. And there we go, we have the head. Next we'll place the head on the body. And so far he is looking fabulous. Amazing. Actually quite simple compared to the other two. But this is what he is right now. Next we'll get to the final piece. He has 3 swords. Technically he has 4, but this is a golden sword and a golden thing. We'll get to that later. To be honest, this sword and this sword are exactly the same. Just one's this gold metallic plastic, and this looks like a smaller version of this. That's all that is. Which means, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to double check the instructions real quick for us. I want to make sure I don't miss anything wrong. Now, this part really doesn't have any real significance. It's something that could be exchanged for coloring. Alright, so if I remember this part goes here, this part goes here, those 2 pieces down, and this piece here. Well, technically it actually goes like this. Maybe it was in reverse. Maybe I have it in reverse. No. It's very, very difficult to put the sword in, huh? There we go. Then you go in like so. We turn you at the corner. Just like that. Twin swords on the back. We'll place those in like so. And there you go. Now he actually has two swords he can hold, which I think the golden sword in one hand and the normal sword in the other. That looks a lot better to me. And there he is. And doesn't he look marvelous? Fabulous. Darling, I'm just dying with inspiration. I personally like the fact that the swords are exactly the same. I think the double dragon swords, even if one is prettier than the other, shiny. Another thing that can be done is another thing that will be done, and I'll show you guys in just a second. We have one more item to build, and that is the stand, which is quite simple. We just place this here. We'll place this here. Now this part I'll actually place it into the stand itself. Here. But we'll actually have to put that in just a second. And we'll slide this pretty little star, this pentagram, right there. And there we go. That's it. Now we'll take this guy back. We'll pop off his arms, because apparently pulling off this backpack is slightly difficult. What we're going to do is put this little gel pack version here and slide the backpack on top of this piece here. Now, this part is where we come over to these guys. That's right. What we're going to place the hands off to the side. The hands or arms off to the side for a second. I'm going to pop off these two pieces here and knock over the camera. That's what we're going to do. We're going to knock over the camera. I'm going to take this guy's arm off. And we're just going to completely disassemble it. Since he's all golden, it's not that hard to figure out. And just so I don't lose any parts here, I'm just going to pop this one off here and this one off here. Alright, yeah. They don't matter on which side. This goes on this side, this goes on that side. Keep them separate. We'll take this piece here. We'll go, since it goes on this arm. I'm going to insert the tab here. Here. Fine! Dragon sword. Apparently I put the wrong arm in. Here we go, find the dragon sword and pop him on here. Whatever. There we go. Last but not least, we want to make sure we get this piece off of this tail end, which is not off the spear here. And we're going to place that on top of the wing tip. Put those back together, put this one. We're going to take these armor pieces that came off of the other guy. Make sure that I get the correct arm for the correct side. Like so, there we go. We're just gonna mix and match and place them together. And there we go. And he has a little bit of his brother or friend or whatever he is to him. And this guy's going to be similar. I'll leave that there. Pull out the dragon's tail on the back. Let me move this out of the way. We're going to remove the dragon's arm. I'll quickly replace it with this armament here, so I don't want to lose anything. That's it. May become apparent because this is about to become a permanent display. Yay, displaying. There we go. We now have our little dragon here. And we have our little bit of ornament back together. There we go. See if I can make this stick on his back for a little while. Nope. It's gonna stick this right back into his shoulder. It's the thing I'm doing with him until I can fix him. The dragon's tail will come back here and fit up onto the back here. Now this piece will go like the other shoulder was. Probably would have been simpler if I just pulled off arms and switched them out. That would have been cooler, but we just need the shoulder pads. Place them together like so. Let them fall apart. Let them fall apart. No, don't let them fall apart. The ball joints are the weakest link. And then we'll come around to the back and peg them in back there. And there, like a minor adjustment there, and there we have it. And just so I don't lose this, I think I might be able to. I think this guy, I can pick him on. Actually, that might work. But I found me a solution, or not. Nope. Maybe I might not have found the right solution, but I think I just came up with a solution. Apparently a lame one. It didn't work. And there we have them. And there they are. I'm giving you a nice personal close-up view of each and every single one of these three in their Trinity formation Trinity. No, I don't get it. It really doesn't look anything special to me. Honestly, it's not that great. Apparently, dropping the phone means I don't like it either that well. But these little guys are so cool. They're so golden, so nice. I do love the star behind them. It's kind of neat. The double swords, the dragons. I love the dragon look. And I hope you do too. This has been Nopony Special. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be joining you next time. Oh, and don't forget to go to the description and below to like my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I try to update as much as I can, but I do have a life, I do have a job, and we are busy all the time. Yay! Enjoy these three. Bye!